So another way to think about music has to do with texture. When we're talking about texture, really what we're talking about is the ways that melodies or tunes populate a piece of music. So we have three basic textures: monophonic, homophonic, and polyphonic. Phonic just means sound, okay? Monophonic is music with one melody and nothing else. There's no accompaniment, there's no second melody, there's nothing going on. Gregorian chant is a good example of that. That's called monophonic music or monophony. It's a texture of one melody and nothing else. Now, homophonic music is when you have one melody and then accompaniment. In other words, there's other sounds going on, but they accompany and support that tune. So you have a melody and accompaniment. And then finally, polyphonic music means that there's more than one melody going on at the same time, or they're sharing the stage. One can have a point and the other one can have a counterpoint against that. I'm going to flip this and show you an example of all three of those things. So here is some notes. It's a little tune. It goes like this. Okay? That's an example of monophonic music or monophony. It's just one tune. There's nothing else going on in there. Okay? That's monophony. Now, if I were to compose some chords to go underneath this, like that, and create an accompaniment to go with this, like so, I guess. I'll just go back to there, and then I'm going to go to here. And so I'm writing chords that go along with this, I guess. Now I have a melody, and I have stuff to support it, an accompaniment. Now I have one melody and other things, an accompaniment. That's an example of homophonic music. Okay? Now, if I were to not write something secondary, but actually write something that either mimicked it, oh, I guess I gotta be in a different clef. And had its own melody going on at the same time. In this case, I'm going to do something called canon, which is where this imitates or follows that. You know canons because you've sung rounds and things like that, or you've heard them like row, row, row your boat. Then, now I have two different melodies going on. They're both important. And you can tell that there's two different things going on there now. Two different melodies, albeit the same melody but displaced in time, is called polyphonic texture. Sometimes we refer to it as counterpoint because we're talking about the interplay of point versus the counterpoint of the two parts. But counterpoint is just another name for the mechanism of what's going on in polyphonic texture or polyphony.